I would like to talk about the issue with J2 specifically, Jared and Jensen, about their opinion on Destiel. And this was talked about at Jibcon recently, I think yesterday, I believe. And Jensen said that, he's glad that there wasn't a lot of Dean and Cass interactions, and that their friendship was illustrated really lowly, it wasn't a high thing, and that one okay comment was that they're kindred spirits, which is something I do agree on, because another term for kindred spirits is in fact soulmates, and I am okay with that. But going on, he also continues to say, oh, me and Misha would never do anything like that, which is kind of false, because from Misha's standpoint, he would be willing to do it. He says he ships it. He supports fans. He, pushes the boundaries, saying little things like, oh yeah, in the fake heaven, it was a bunch of naked guys with Jensen's face, and that was really funny. He's really playful with it. He's totally chill with it, So, that comment bugged me a little bit, because looking on Misha's side, it really doesn't seem like he's like that. And I think another one would be that Cass and Dean's storyline would be taken too far, or that it was too exaggerated, or it could have been taken too far, and they need to take a step back because it was too open or out there, and that there is no secrets that they are keeping. And honestly, that just it kind of killed me the very first time I read it, in a way that us, the people who shipped Destiel, had all these visions, opinions, and ideas about where Dean and Cass's relationship would be in the series, and when things are off camera, or what we don't see on screen and what we think would happen between the two. Basically, Jensen stated something that would make some of us drop our imagination, because I think a majority of us work off of what the writers give us and what the actors, do with their characters to illustrate a certain event. And us as fans, we tend to overanalyze, pick at things, and just look really in depth. And seeing that Jensen is basically, it seems like he's saying that we're wrong in a way. Although, speculation and ideas will never stop, because someone pointed out that it's the writers and directors, they are the ones that do these things with the characters, and this is Jensen's interpretation. And a lot of people are butthurt about it, and I was butthurt about it, but then I looked at it again, and I was like, this is just his opinion. This is what he sees, what he perceives, and not what anyone else perceives. And also, Jared said something. He said that it would ruin the show. A lot of people are, thinking queer baiting and stuff about how that was kind of a homophobic comment, because why would a relationship between Cass and Dean, if it became canon, what would that ruin? How would that be a problem? So I don't think Jared was being homophobic, but then again, I haven't seen the source from it and what he specifically said, so I honestly have no idea. But if he was also, discouraged by the idea of, Dean and Cass actually having this canon thing, then once again, that is another opinion. And I just really wanted to talk about this because I am very passionate. Destiel is my OTP. I do have thoughts and feelings about it that are very, like just what I think and what only shippers think. Bias. That's what I was thinking. The word bias, yes. So yeah, I am biased, especially with Destiel. And I feel like, just to spring back hope into anyone, because I have heard that people deleted their Tumblrs, deleted their Twitters over this, and that breaks my heart. And those people, I just want to bring in and be like, hey guys, hope circle here, because this is what the writers and directors are gonna do. Like J2 and Misha, they're just in for the ride. They read the script, they act it out, and there's nothing else. Someone also said that Jensen apparently did something, convinced the writers to tweak part of, Dean and Cass's relationship. I don't know where this person got the information. I'm not going to say their username. But they basically said that Jensen was responsible for part of not having, that big of a relationship being illustrated in this season. I don't want to believe it. Yeah, I just don't want to believe it. But like I said, it's what the writers do, directors do. It's not what the actors do, and I don't think they have that much influence on it. Or at least I really, really hope not, especially when it comes to Destiel. And I feel like it's what the writers and producers do, not what the actors do. Whatever the actors say, that's their opinion, that is their interpretation, and no one else's. And that's really what it boils down to. So, everyone who's having a hard time, who's kind of looking at Jensen and Jared and being like, how could you say that? Well, this is what they say. And a lot of people were super thrilled. They're like, yes, preach it, Jensen, preach it, yes, thank you. And I'm sitting here like, okay, he told the truth, his opinion, but I'm not going to thank him for it, and I'm not going to praise him for it because I don't fully agree. I do agree with the kindred spirits part, but I don't agree on mostly everything else he said. I was actually really discouraged, and I personally didn't like it, but that doesn't mean I don't like Jensen anymore. I still love him as an actor and a person, but just from this opinion that he has, it put me off a little bit, but that doesn't mean I will like him any less. And the same thing with Jared, because I highly doubt that was a homophobic comment, because I don't think he's like that. So, I say that for anyone who's lost hope, for anyone that is angry at J2, please understand that there's still hope, and that, we gotta keep dreaming, keep writing that fan fiction, keep making art, keep having headcanons, because that's what keeps us shippers afloat. So, and some people are like, well, it shouldn't actually be canon, we should just illustrate and blah blah blah. But what makes a ship is the hope that it'll happen, and looking at it and being like, this is my theory, this is all this. That's what I mainly do. I work off of what the writer set up, I take it, and I apply it into my, art and stuff. And I think a lot of people do that. So just to cut it off shortly here, I just want to say that, please guys, don't lose hope. Don't be mad at them for having their opinions. This show still has another season, might even go on for more, who knows. But yeah, so with this topic, I just want to say that, in the end, we just have to wait and see, still hang on to what we have, and still believe that even though Jensen said that there's nothing secret, well, maybe there isn't. And you know what? Everything that is illustrated that we don't interpret, that's all out in the open, and their love for each other is already, out there and illustrated. So I think there's something we have to agree on: kindred spirits, and the fact that there is nothing secret. What we've seen, that is love, and we've deciphered it as such. So don't lose hope, guys.